Today, everyone wants to be a baddie because being a baddie is considered very cool today. And no, to be a baddie, you don't have to be an extrovert. You don't have to be loud or even be popular. Here's your no bullshit guide on how to be a calm, completely unbothered Zen baddie. Chapter 1. What is a Zen baddie? A Zen baddie is not the loud party girl. She is the calm, confident girl. She basically has main character energy, but without any of the associated drama that comes with it. Chapter 2. Boundaries over everything. A baddie understands that not everybody deserves access to her love, her energy, her thoughts, her advice, or even her conversations. The person in front of her could be like a really nice person or a really nice human being, but if they are not aligned, by which I mean their values, their goals are not aligned with her highest purpose in life, then that person, no matter how nice they might be, they need to go. A baddie needs to be fiercely protective of her energy and treat it like it's actual gold. Chapter 3. Self validation is key. A Zen baddie never outsources her validation. She goes to the gym for herself. She dresses up for herself. She looks pretty for herself. A Zen baddie never tries to force any kind of a connection or relationship with anyone, not even a friendship. Because a Zen baddie understands that when you need to force something and it's not flowing, because things which are meant to happen naturally flow in life. So, if something is giving you or offering you that level of resistance, then it's simply not meant to happen, and it's a sign that God is protecting you. As Zen baddies, we need to do things for our own peace and happiness, not to be liked by someone else or to be perceived in a certain way by someone else. That is not under our control. So stop trying to prove things to others. If you really want to prove something, we need to prove things to ourselves. Chapter 4. Love yourself unconditionally. This is arguably the most important chapter of this entire video. Listen to me very carefully. You, yes, you do not need to be productive to deserve love. You don't need to be perfect to deserve love. You don't need to achieve some great big thing to be worthy of love. You deserve love and you deserve real happiness. You deserve to be chosen just because you exist. And you're such a great person. You deserve all the wonderful things in life to happen to you because you yourself are such an amazing person. When you decide to show love to someone, you don't ask yourself if they have won some Olympic medal or something, or if they've achieved something great in life. No, you on a day-to-day basis, you simply show love to people just because you are full of love. So why would you deny that same love to yourself? Unlearn the hate. Learn to love yourself even on your bad days. I know you love others. You give love to others unconditionally, even if they might have wronged you. But when it comes to you, you always find out some flaw in yourself or tell yourself you need to do better. Yes, you need to do better. But so do all of us. We all need to do better. But that does not mean we are not worthy of love right now as we are. Chapter 5. Overstimulation is out and presence is in. If you cannot sit with yourself for even like 10 minutes, you cannot be a Zen baddie. I love social media and it's great. But when consumption of content is unintentional and uncontrollable, it does more harm than good. Because when you're constantly on your phone, your nervous system, and your nervous system is a very real thing, it's not some woo magic thing, it is a very real thing. Your nervous system does not understand or know how to relax anymore because you're constantly providing it with stimulation after stimulation. Your nervous system also deserves a break. With Gen Z's, not even Gen Z, like everyone, you, me, everyone is currently addicted to their phones. All of our dopamine circuits are fried and addicted to really cheap dopamine, which is available on the tip of our fingers. And all we need to do is get a fresh dose, is to just open an app. When people keep depending on abusing a certain drug, in our case dopamine, our body develops a tolerance because the number of receptors for that very drug or neurotransmitter or chemical diminishes. The number of receptors diminishes. So to achieve the same level of gratification, we need more of the same drug. When we are accustomed to getting such high levels of cheap dopamine really easily, the real things in life, like reading a book or studying or taking a walk or just simply spending time with family members, all those activities stop releasing dopamine from our brains, gets limited to a tiny rectangular screen. So we're gonna now look at ways on how to actually apply what you learned in this video in your real life, which brings us on to the homework chapter. The first thing that I need you to do is you need to promise to me and to yourself right now that when you wake up every single morning, you're not going to check your phone for at least 30 minutes. And number two, I want you to write down what new boundaries that you're going to apply in your day-to-day life. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope watching this has been valuable to you. And if there's any way that I can help you, please feel free to reach out to me via Instagram or even the YouTube comment section, and I'll try my best to help you. Thank you for watching, and I'm really, really grateful for you and for everything in life and for this channel. So, thank you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.